October 4th, 1964. And yeah, we're resuming Reelect JFK. We got I don't know, a month and change, maybe 5 weeks left before the first Tuesday in November. Or sorry, yeah, November, which will be Election Day. I'm not sure if the game will end on Election Day with a successful re-election, or whether we're also gonna how Vietnam and the civil rights legislation play into it. That'll be interesting to see. Notably, we have gotten our assassin in this alternative reality, our would-be assassin, the attempted assassination of us. We investigated and found out that it happened to be our chief of staff who wanted to kill us to clear the way for him to consummate, well, I hope it's an unrequited love obsession with our wife, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. Andy Aldrich, thanks very much for the raid. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome. So that was kind of an interesting twist. I did not expect the assassination conspiracy to be founded on an obsession with the First Lady. You would have thought it would have been for some political means, but no, that's not the way it worked out here. In any event, our chief of staff has now been removed. He's been arrested. We have the Civil Rights Act legislation. We got it passed by the House. I think we got it through committee in the Senate, so it's going up for a floor vote in the Senate, I believe. And then Vietnam, we had decided to pull out, but I think there was a bug in the game that has put us back in there in an advisory capacity. So we don't have like troops or boots on the ground in Vietnam, but we do have, I guess, military advisors there, which is kind of like the middle ground. Not what we'd actually chosen, but it doesn't really seem to be hurting us, so we've gone ahead with the game bug anyway. Our approval rating is up over 80%, as you can see here, up here. So I'm fairly confident we're going to win this election against our Republican opponent, which is, what, James Becker, I think? So anyway, hopefully we don't have too much longer to go. Yeah. I would say it's not quite so. Yeah, it's actually not quite like KGB or conspiracy, actually, very much at all. I mean, certainly it's rooted in the historical period of the time, that's for sure. But the gameplay is pretty different, actually. All right, so let's resume here. Let's see how we're doing with the civil rights legislation.
Mr. President, we've got a problem in New York City. Negroes are rioting in Harlem. Apparently, the whole thing started over the shooting of a 15-year-old Negro boy by an off-duty police officer.
Somehow, I don't think this is going to increase my chances of getting the Senate to pass the Civil Rights Bill. Give me the details, Bobby.
It's pretty ugly between 125th Street and 139th Street. They're looting stores, breaking windows, and damaging property. There are also people throwing bottles and bricks at the police from the rooftops. The police are mostly firing warning shots, but some of them are shooting at the rooftops as well. What do you think we should do?
Hey, cow, double. Well, no, it's not even strategy. It's really actually simulation. I mean, it's simulating, what if you were what if you were John F. Kennedy and you hadn't been killed in the assassination attempt? What would you do? All right, so we have rioting in Harlem due to shooting of another wrongful shooting by the police. Do nothing sounds like a terrible idea. National Guard seems like a complete overreaction and not good. Sending Bobby, I'm worried that it would... we kind of want to be there. I think making a statement would be good, like an even-keeled statement. Sort of pushing for... calming of tensions might be sort of a good approach. So let's try this to make a statement.
I don't think we should do anything drastic. Let's just make a statement to the press denouncing the violence. Say that I've been apprised of the situation and I am concerned about seeing justice done, but that rioting won't help. Can you take care of that for me, Bobby?
Certainly, Mr. President. I'll get right on it.
Thank you there, Bobby. I'm hopeful we will be able to weather this storm when we have an important vote coming up on Congress. Alright, so we have the Harlem riot, and we chose the statement. Hey, Travis. Now it's time to check in on Vietnam.
Mr. President, I'd like to update you on the latest public opinion data on Vietnam.
Oh, I'm sure you would, you little minx, you.
Go ahead.
The most interesting news is that more voters are expressing an opinion on the Vietnam issue. It seems that the country is starting to awaken to what is going on over there.
Yes, Carolyn, I anticipated this would be the case, which is why I was pulling out. But you and others of your ilk vote me back in. I did not want even advisors there in Vietnam, and now I might be held accountable for actions I did not take due to the bugs that are apparently rife in this interface you have saddled me with.
Anything else?
Most are in support of our advisory policy.
Well, that's a silver lining, I suppose there, Carolyn.
Good. Thanks for the update.
You're welcome, sir.
I hate to see you go, Carolyn, but I love to see you leave. Hey, how's it going, Docs? You're managing that one, okay? Good, good. Glad to hear it. All right, so I don't know what else we have left to do. So, well, we've done all we can do in this game. Unless, you know what? We might as well just check in on the wires. I'm curious if there's anything, other messages now that we've apprehended what's his name. It probably should be just the generic, like, chatter of those employees who are, like, meeting up for happy hours and proposing to one another and all that kind of stuff. So, might as well check it out. I'm just surprised we never did anything at the monuments or memorials, though, so I'm, like, slightly concerned about that. Okay, we got 2 more messages. Jeff, what happened to you at that meeting yesterday? You seemed a little preoccupied. Is everything okay? Kevin. Oh, it's probably because we, like, wrongly accused him of being involved in the... Warhol strikes again. Have you seen his latest? Brillo boxes. You call that art? What? Glaudel was just concerned about Warhol's latest art? Okay. Fine with me, as long as he's not pissed about the president implicating him in a scandal to which he was not party. Oh, man. Alright, let's check in on the CIA wires. While you're in New York City, you've got to see Barefoot in the Park. Robert Redford is supposed to be wonderful, it says Jeannie. Ah, some of Redford's earlier work, no doubt. Wait a minute. In the early 60s? Oh yeah, must have been one of his first roles. Wow. Or could it be a stage production, perhaps? Alright, so I think we've done what we needed there. Let's go on to the next day. Check out our newspaper. Oh, and I should add here that we did a Vietnam poll. Viet poll. Okay. President holds fundraiser in New York. We don't know how it went. JFK meets with parents of missing young men. Oh, I think that's something that we did the last time. Yeah, on September 21st. The workers who went missing in action. Negro boy shot, riot start. JFK speaks out. All right, let's see how our... well, I guess we've got to watch the broadcast first.
And now for what's happening on the new entertainment scene. More than 12,000 young Britons await the return home of their new heroes. As the Beatles arrive at the London airport, fresh from their triumphant appearance in the U.S., the crowds roar with jubilee. Originating from a small-time act out of Liverpool, the Beatles are now the kingpins of the teenage set without rival. Beatlemania is driving the teen crowds crazy. That's all for tonight's news, but remember, same time, same place, and same station tomorrow.
Huh. It is interesting that there, like every other news update seems to be about the Beatles. Wow. And hey, Aardvark, wow, that's pretty anachronistic. They got it off by 3 years. That's a pretty big difference there. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how much JFK was likely accessing ARPANET. That seems unlikely. And probably didn't have that sort of interface, I would guess. I'm assuming it was more of like sort of like terminal based, where you'd have like printouts rather than actually a monitor with the visuals, but maybe I'm wrong about that. And people weren't probably emailing about like, oh, can you want to meet up at this happy hour? Okay, yeah, so let's see if our October 5th, oh, the next day. Okay, before your update,
Mr. President, we need to
let's save. Oh, it does look like our approval rating went up to 85. Okay, 64, 10, 05. Save. Okay, so we can add. I'm pretty sure our approval rating went up to 85. Okay, 10, 5. All right, let's return. We do know who done it, Hoffman. It was our chief of staff, Samuel Nelson. He was trying to knock us off to get with Jackie Kennedy Onassis, our wife.
Mr. President, we need to update your campaign budget. We've had a huge influx of funds since the convention, as we had expected.
Yeah, old stuff. The
Now,
Sperry
with the election
Corporation
so close,
developed the
you'll
original
probably want to conduct
gyroscopic
a media
autopilot
blitz
in
and step up
1912.
security.
Oh, thank you for the 100 bits, Basil. Appreciate it. Sperry gyroscopic autopilot? Who's wearing the what now? Okay, hopefully we return. He restarts his dialogue. Let's see.
Mr. President,
Yes.
we need to update your campaign budget. We've had a huge influx of funds since the convention, as we had expected. Now, with the election so close, you'll probably want to conduct a media blitz and step up security. But, of course, it's up to you.
Oh, our look at this. Our superpower rating is almost at 62, which would be pretty cool. All right. Well, yeah. Wow, we got a ton of influx of funds here. That's great. All right. So he said media. Yeah, polling we probably don't need to really worry about that much. But yeah, security. Let's bump that up to, I guess, like probably like 200 grand at least. Yeah, 205, whatever. All right. Television. Let's step hard in that. Ragia. Print, sure. Oh man. Whoops. Down on security. Let's have that too. More print. Print was bigger back in the day. All right. 881,000. Okay, sounds good to me. Done. I'm finished.
Okay, Ross. I've worked everything out. Thanks for coming by.
You're welcome, sir. Goodbye.
Yeah, anytime there, Ross, you just let us know. Okay, it looks like we do have some time to check in on civil rights.
Mr. President, thanks to a
What's that, Bobby? Couldn't hear you there.
Mr. President, thanks to a paid informant, the bodies of the 3 civil rights workers that disappeared in Mississippi have been found. The 2 white men were each shot once in the head. The Negro man was beaten and shot 3 times. Then they were all buried under an earthen dam. It took a bulldozer to get them out.
I'm sorry to hear that, Bobby. It's awful news indeed.
Who's responsible for the murders?
We know the Klan is involved in this. We're just gonna have a tough time proving it. You know the state of Mississippi isn't gonna charge anyone with murder on this one, so we're gonna have to get indictments on federal civil rights charges. As always, a possible conviction is a long way off.
Oh, damn you, Mississippi. Damn you and your flagrants for the rule of law. Our challenger's birthing is 90. Wow. That would be crazy. Well, yeah, usually you don't get approval ratings. Actually, no, I guess you would, because he is a sitting senator, that's true. But you'd only get his approval rating for his state. You wouldn't get approval rating for the country at large. But, of course, we would have poll numbers about who people would vote for. End discussion.
Thanks for the update, Bobby.
Yeah, what can we do
with you later?
What can we do about the clan? I'll just do the KKK. Deal? Alright. Yeah, looks like we're at about at time here for October 5th. Yeah, favorability would be accurate there. Missing civil rights workers' bodies found. JFK is greeted warmly by the Connecticut residents. Oh, and look at this. The Yankees have beaten the Indians to win their 29th pennant. Let's watch some television.
This is what happened in sports today. After winning the National League pennant by a nose, the St. Louis Cardinals take on the Yankees in the World Series as Yankee pitcher Whitey Ford goes against Ray Sadecki in the opening game. The Yankees are the bidding favorites. A capacity crowd of 75,000 spectators watched the opening ceremonies of the 18th Modern Olympics in Japan's National Stadium. Athletes will compete in more than 20 different sporting events as the Olympic Games are held in the Far East for the first time ever. That's all for tonight's news, but remember, same time, same place, and same station tomorrow.
I'm a bit confused there because the prior updates we saw on television had results of some Olympic events in Tokyo, and now that we have progressed, we're now seeing the opening ceremonies. So something is clearly amiss. We seem to be going backwards in time as we march forward. What kind of Olympics holds its opening ceremony at the end of its competition?
Mr. President.
Hold on there, Sean. You know you're not supposed to start talking to me until I've had a chance to save. Did anybody see what day it was? I did not. October 12th.
Mr. President,
okay.
there's been some
hold on there,
developments
Sean. I still haven't had time to save. 64, 10, 12. Okay.
Mr. President, there's been some developments in Russia. You're wanted in the cabinet room right away.
Russia, you say there, Sean. I'm surprised that we haven't heard a peep out of them in the last 12 months.
Thanks, Sean. I'm on my way.
This is the first we've heard of them. So much for Cold War.
Mr. President, I've been informed.
What's that, Arthur? Could not hear you. I also noticed we've missing a chair here. Sam Nelson is now in prison.
Thanks, Sean. I'm on my way.
Mr. President, I've been...
Arthur, I'm afraid you're going to have to speak up.
Thanks, Sean. I'm on my way.
No way to hear Arthur. Wow.
Mr. President, I've been...
So we have, how do you expect me to respond, Arthur, and make a decision when I don't know what the issue is? We must continue, for I can't end a discussion that, to my mind, hasn't even begun.
Why do you think he was ousted?
There are two main reasons.
We're talking about Khrushchev here.
First, there's been considerable opposition to Levchenko's plan to shift some of his country's economic resources from heavy industry and armaments to consumer goods. Second, Communist China has asked for his removal for months because Levchenko's been trying to have China suspended from the world communist movement.
Interesting there, Arthur. Let's continue.
Who's in charge now?
It's a little unclear right now who the top man is exactly, but there are two men in the forefront. Ivan Borzenko has been named the first secretary of the Communist Party, and Leonid Karamazov is the new Soviet premier. The position of first secretary is more powerful, so I'd say Borzenko is the most prominent figure in the new leadership.
Is there anything else you can tell me?
There is one last thing, Mr. President. The Soviet ambassador to the U.S. has expressed that his government will continue a policy of peaceful coexistence with us. Would you like to respond to his communication?
Sure. Always good to keep up a healthy dialogue there, Arthur. As our chief diplomat, you should know that more than anyone.
Oh, yes, of course. Tell him that I want to continue to work toward world peace or something like that. Use your best judgment.
Yeah, I don't care what you
Certainly,
say.
sir.
Thanks, Arthur. This meeting is adjourned.
Okay. Wasn't very consequential. Well, I mean, the event is, but we don't really have much of a decision to make. Hey, Cora. Yeah, no, the voices are all not aligned. It's even worse with, like, this guy, and yeah, it's bad for a couple of people. We seem to have no time to do anything else. This concerns me. I suppose we could go to see the monuments, but I'm not sure what that would accomplish. So let's call it a day. Levchenko is ousted, new Soviet leadership. President and First Lady visit North Carolina, and JFK and the Soviet ambassador exchange peace pledges. All sounds like a good day's work to me.
Good evening. In our top story, the Russian premier closed an era of communist Russia today with his resignation as the top Russian leader. This most widely traveled Soviet leader met with communist leaders like Mao Zedong and wooed other leaders like Nasser of the neutralist nations. New Soviet leaders will split the responsibilities of this top job between themselves. That's all for tonight's news, but remember, same time, same place, and same station tomorrow.
It's interesting how they use footage of Khrushchev, but then they don't name him by name because, of course, in this alternate history, there's some fictional guy named Levchenko who stepped down. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting how they're like trying to have their cake by putting it in realism, but like they're also trying not to be held accountable for it by using fake people. I don't know. Just interesting mix. All right, October 21st. Yeah, save. Oh, we have another campaign update here from Ross. Oh, this is week 44, more or less. Actually, I think I missed. I didn't give it a subject for the last week. I think this is 45 now. Okay.
Well, this is it, Mr. President. This is the last time you're going to make campaign speech plans. You've only got 2 more weeks before the election. What do you want to say?
We better make this count. We have stops in Pennsylvania and New York. All right, let's see what we can do here. Raising money seems like not a priority now because we already have a budget for the remainder of the campaign. So 2 more things here. I think we should, let's see here. I'd like to get civil rights passed, but I don't know if we have the time to do that before the election. Why don't we continue on the topic of world peace, although, well, yes, I think that might be a good idea. Try to keep up some vanguard of America as being a shining beacon for world peace. And we could continue on that theme with United Nations apparently very popular in New York for reasons that are unclear to me. Why not? Oh, it does look like our superpower rating has indeed eclipsed 60%. That's good news there. Alright, I'm finished there, Ross.
That's all set, Ross. Thanks for all your hard work during this campaign. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, Mr. President. I'm looking forward to your victory speech on November 3rd. I'm sure this election is going to be a landslide.
Let's not get cocky there, Ross. We have to fight hard until the end. We don't want an embarrassing loss because you were overconfident.
That's what I'd like to hear. I'll speak with you later, Ross.
Have a good day, Mr. President.
Oh, well, have a great one there, Ross. And now, Ross, we have no time for anything else. This concerns me. But I guess we have no choice. Kennedy in Alabama seeks Southern voters. Oh no, ex-President Herbert Hoover has died at 90. Why am I not speaking at his funeral? Oh, Bill Ball, thanks very much for the sub. Much appreciated, Bill. Welcome to the Rufus Ruffians, Bill Ball. Actually, you say Bilbo fast sounds like Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins? Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. All right. Yeah, it's too bad Hoover died. Cardinals beat the Yankees to win the World Series. Actually, as a native son of Massachusetts, I must say I'm happy to see the Yankees lose. Due to my being a fan of the rival Boston Red Sox. Yeah, I nearly did, Dax. I nearly did.
Now for the sports news. The St. Louis Cardinals, led by the superb pitching of Bob Gibson, captured the 7th and deciding game of the World Series. The home run war continued as Mickey Mantle hit one to the opposite field with 2 men on, followed by Ken Boyer's second winning grand slam of the series. St. Louis won the thrilling Fall Classic with a final score of 7-5, the first time for the Cards since 1946. The United States won 3 more gold medals in the Summer Olympic Games. Winning the 100-meter butterfly brought 15-year-old swimmer Sharon Stouter her 3rd gold medal. Track and field golds went to Bob Hayes with a 10-second flat 100-meter dash and Wyomia Tyrus with a new Olympic record in the women's 100-meter dash. That's all for tonight's news, but remember, same time, same place, and same station tomorrow.
Why are the Summer Olympics occurring in late October? Last time I checked, Tokyo was not in Australia in terms of the reverse seasons. October 26th. I believe that makes it week 46, thereabouts. Not in the White House there, Cora. What do you think? That would be a waste of taxpayer money, for sure.
Hi, Jack.
Hi there, Bobby.
Just thought I'd drop by to give you a few words of encouragement for the last leg of the race. How are you holding up?
You're giving me encouragement. Well, maybe I should be the one giving you encouragement, given you have seem to have this look of consternation on your face.
I'm doing well, Bobby. I feel confident. I know that I've done everything I can to win this election. And next week, we'll know how this whole thing turns out.
I already know how this whole thing turns out. 4 more years.
Well, say now, Bobby, that's it means quite a bit there coming from you. Oh, really? Wait, Tokyo is that hot in the summer? No more. All right, it's not exactly like it's the the desert in the Middle East or something. Like that's what they're doing for the World Cup in Qatar. Which makes sense because the temperatures are going to be like over 110. But yeah, I wouldn't think Tokyo would be that bad. Oh well. Yeah, I guess they didn't have the same like AC capabilities back then. Maybe it makes some sense.
I hope you're right, Bobby. I really hope you're right.
Are you kidding? I know I'm right. Now I've got to go, but you know I'll be there to celebrate your victory on election night.
End discussion.
Thanks, Bobby. Goodbye.
Bobby, did you waste our day there such that we can't have important meetings? No, you did not. Thank you. All right, back to civil rights. I think there's more to accomplish there than in Vietnam. All right, gentlemen, before we start, let me just make a note here.
Hello, everyone. I know we need to discuss the civil rights legislation, so let's get started.
Mr. President, the Senate vote on that bill is coming up. I've been speaking with various senators from both parties, and I think you've got enough votes to win, but it'll be close. If you're willing to twist a few arms, you could probably ensure victory.
Bobby's right, Mr. President. Why don't you speak with Senator Edwards? She's been very helpful in the past, and she's got enough clout to pick up a few more votes.
I think you should deal with the minority leader, Henry Epler. Even though Democrats make up 67% of the Senate, you can't rely solely on them. For this vote, you're going to need bipartisan support. I think Epler, the Senate Republican leader, could provide some important votes. But it's up to you.
I don't understand why seemingly half our decisions here are about which senators to or congressmen to speak to. Why couldn't we talk to everybody who could be pivotal in this vote? It seems like an arbitrary constraint that we are placing on ourselves. Why would we want to be our worst enemy? Let's go with Edwards here. I already once tried speaking to the opposition party, and it did not work out. If we just swing votes is what we need, let's talk with Edwards. Smoke every day, 21. Thank you very much for the follow there.
I'll speak with Senator Edwards. I think she can provide me with the necessary votes to ensure victory.
I'd be happy to set that up for you, Mr. President.
I'm surprised that as the Secretary of Defense, Paul, that you're offering that, particularly as you suggested we speak with Epler. It was Harry? Frank? No, sorry there, Mr. Secretary, I forgot your name, but it was your idea we speak with Edwards.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for your time, gentlemen. That will be all.
Nearing Election Day, Kennedy visits Pennsylvania, and we will also be visiting New York on Monday before the election. Jean-Paul Sartre has also rejected his Nobel Prize. This is big news indeed.
One of the most precious privileges in the world today is the right to vote, to choose the man that will head the most powerful nation in the world during the next 4 years. The candidates have been named. The choice is yours. In the 1960 presidential election, more than 1/3 of the eligible voters did not go to the polls. Only about 100,000 votes out of 69 million made the difference between victory and defeat, so no one can say that his vote doesn't count. For one vote could certainly help change the face of history. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
That was quite a zoom-out effect there. I was suitably impressed. November 3rd, 1964, is this our election day?
The returns are slowly coming in, and President Kennedy is leading Mr. Decker.
How are you, Bobby? Where's Teddy?
Jack, it's still early, but I think this is going to be a landslide.
I hope so there, Bobby. I'm
Another glass of champagne, dear?
I am on pins and needles. Well, thank you there, Jockey.
President Kennedy is leading Mr. Decker by 11% of the popular vote.
Sounds like a landslide to me.
I can't believe this.
Uncle Johnny! Uncle Johnny! Give me a piggyback!
Well, you know my motto. Vote early and vote often.
Who was that?
President Kennedy has defeated Mr. Decker to win a second term in office.
We have been re-elected there.
Jack, you really put it to him in this campaign. The American people have validated your first term. They really love you.
Yay, Daddy!
Oh, that's it? Okay. So we're not going to see the end of the, we're not going to see the end of the re-election. Or, sorry, we did see the election. We didn't see the end of the civil rights legislation. I guess we didn't get to the vote, we didn't get to the floor in time. So, yeah, that is it. After 10 hours and 36 minutes, JFK has been re-elected. I will be serving a second term. I have crushed Becca with an approval rating over 80%. Who cares about civil rights now? I have my second term I needed. I apprehended my would-be assassin. Thank you, Fidgid, for the 25 bits. Yeah, true enough, Bill, true enough. I suppose the other things, like if you had gotten the civil rights bill, you probably would have seen a spike in your approval rating, which would have helped you get reelected, but I guess we didn't make enough progress on that front, so we didn't get to the vote in time. But I'm sure, obviously, you could have done that and made less progress in, like, Vietnam or obviously, like, the assassination investigation, I guess. So interesting. I'm sure there are many different ways that game could go. So I do think it has some replayability value, but the problem with it, I think, is that, like, basically going middle of the road for most choices seem to be the accurate one, which I guess is realistic because it's in keeping with, general political things. You try not to upset different ends of the political spectrum, and playing it, a general moderate approach sort of tends to be, most helpful in most situations. I was a little disappointed. Yeah, a lot of these things just came down about who do you want to speak with? Why can't you speak to everybody? So that seemed sort of arbitrary. And it was also weird that we were personally investigating our own assassin, and maybe there's some, like, randomness to where, like, meeting, we spoke to that woman at the dress shop, but we never did anything productive in terms of meeting people or, I guess, spying on, I don't know, meetings taking place at the monuments and memorials. So we never did anything there, but I don't know if that's, like, a random thing or not. Yeah, I guess it would be kind of fun to mess with this and try, like, different approaches on different, like, playthroughs to see how it would go. But obviously it was way too easy to save scum if your approval rating went down just because of a silly thing about, like, the tone you took in a phone call or something. It was a little bit too easy to save scum it, but I don't know. I guess for the time, it would actually be interesting to see a political simulation like this in modern times, when they could have a little bit more varied gameplay and a little bit more sophisticated.
Today, we have proven, once again, that Americans do not step away from the right path just because it is a difficult path. Today...
They just cut him off. Yeah, the other thing that's actually worth mentioning. The game did have a ton of technical bugs and issues. Video and audio not being synced, audio volume not being present. You can't restore a game without starting a new one. We had to, like, manually edit a save file to trigger a certain event that occurred. We had to... what was that other thing we had to do? Something with a manual. In Vietnam, it all of a sudden didn't think that we had decided to pull out and just randomly thought we were continuing the advisory role, which was weird. Yeah, the game definitely had a lot of technical issues. The Mac version is better, yeah. Oh, there is a Democracy series of games? That would be interesting. It sucks that they just cut it. Here they are having this, like, memorial tribute to the real Kennedy, and they Just cut them off. Wow, that sucks. So thank you again, Aardvark, for the pick. Yeah, it was definitely really interesting and something different. So that was cool to see. We'll now head to our Hall of Adventure at game 158. Reelect JFK. Oh, Shrademan, excuse me. Shrademan picked the game. Aardvark supported it a lot, quite a bit, with moving it up. But yes, it was Shrademan's viewer pick. So I'd Reelect JFK, put it up on the shelf. So, Tina, what is the Democracy series of games like? The campaign thread was probably the most interesting because, you know, you were choosing speech topics and budgets and campaign slogans and like how to position yourself. That was kind of interesting. Oh, they're varying depth. Huh. Cool. Oh, you're gonna have to wait to see, Cora, what the plan will be. I do have a plan there, though. Now, yeah. It's still a long ways yet. We still have 3 more shelves there to fill out. You make policy decisions trying to manage your popularity. Yeah, okay, so it's somewhat similar. That's cool. Neat. All right. Final time was 10 hours 36 minutes. See if anyone will be taking home any Cedrics. $10.36. Golith, 9:47. Golith within the hour. 25 Cedrics for Golith. BDR, 10 hours exactly. BDR also within the hour. And Bassel 11:22 is within the hour. 25 for Bassel. Oh, we didn't get anyone within the half hour. So BDR actually turns out to be the closest. And Nobleworks at 11:42 is outside of the hour. So those are your 3 winners: Golith, BDR, and Bassel. Yeah, I understand it's not for everybody, Cord. No worries. It was kind of fun. Like the first stream particularly. But yeah, it said it's a role-playing game where you are a JFK, so I took that to heart there. All right, now let's look at the death guesses. I think we did have 1 death. We were shot in a campaign visit in Houston. We were shot and killed at point-blank range. So everyone who guessed 1 death will win 100 Cedrics. Everyone at 0 is within 2 deaths will get 50. Well, I guess good thing you don't live in certain areas of Massachusetts, for sure. There, Corey. But yeah, it's also a little bit old timey. Like I don't think they don't have exactly that. You wouldn't have exactly that kind of accent today. So yeah, congrats to Mantis and Trademan, who even picked the game. They nailed the death guess here. 100 Cedrics for each of them. Also Caius and Rack. Oh, and I forgot. Did I give it? I don't think I gave out 10 Cedrics to everybody for the end of the game, did I? Oh, and thank you. Right, yes, I did not. I give 10 to everybody. Yeah, I think my weak counter was definitely off. Probably missed it a few times here or there. It happens. Alright, so Big Red, the last to be in the death guess range there to get Cedric's. 8. Everyone else way over. Okay. Alright, this brings us to today's raffle. This is going to be for spot what? R58. Or promotion. And raffle is now open. You should, Cap, but you should have already. We got re-elected, so we're Mr. President. But now we're just continuing to be Mr. President. Yes, the long national impression nightmare is over, BDR. We have finished Kennedy. I suppose you could, Cora. Not sure why you'd want to, but yeah, I mean, certainly an option. You could promote the games that you have on the queue that you picked previously that haven't gotten much love. Like 221B Baker Street. Or sorry, not promote, but move up the list. Oh shoot, I didn't want to open that. Damn. If you win the raffle, instead of picking a new game to add to the raffle queue, Hoffman, you could alternatively promote a game that's already on a queue and move it up 25 slots. That's promoting it. Hey, good morning, Briar Cub. Oh man, my in-laws left early this morning to beat traffic, so I had to get up at 5:30. Oh man, still kind of feeling that one. Oh, it's normally I'm up at like 6, but still, you hope to sleep in a little bit later on a weekend. Alright, we have the raffles now closed. We got 13 people are in there. 438 tickets in the pot. Now let's get a drum roll, please. Oh, and the winner is Cow. Congratulations, Cow. Wins the raffle. I think it's Cow's second raffle win. Let's see. It is indeed Cow's second raffle win. Earlier won and picked game number 156, the Yukon Trail, which we completed recently. Congrats, Cow. Oh, Cap, no such thing. You can never have enough cows. Are there any other Sherlock? Yeah, I think there are many Sherlock Holmes games. Rose Tattoo is already... Yeah, Rose Tattoo and 221B Baker Street have already both been picked, so those are in the raffle queue. There's the Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective series, Volume 1 is in the viewer queue, but Volume 2 has not yet been picked, so you could choose Volume 2 of Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective. The only wrinkle there is we'd need to play the first one before we played the second one. I think those games came out on Sega CD as well. And then I think there may be a bunch of text adventure Sherlock games as well. Yeah, there's like the Casebook of Sherlock Holmes in Another Bow, the Vatican Cameos, the Riddle of the Crown Jewels. Yeah, so there are at least 4, maybe even 5 text adventure Sherlock games too. So a bunch of options. Oh, thank you, Briar Cup. Oh yeah, well, not really. Actually, well, it's just my not extended family. It was my wife's parents and her brother. So is that like? I guess it's still kind of nuclear family, but my in-laws. I'm not sure whether you'd call that my extended family, but yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna guess that the Sega CD I mean, I haven't seen those games, but I'm guessing the Sega CD versions were inferior to the DOS versions. Darby the Dragon is a horror game? Oh yeah, there's the erotic Night with Troy game, that's right. Alright, Cow's Maze pick. Plague Maze of the Mind. Okay, that might be interesting. Oh, the, shoot. Forgot about that. We gotta disable that. There we go, okay. Plague Maze of the Mind. Here it is, 1996 sci-fi game. Anyone know about this one? So it'll go into our raffle queue. It's about R58. Yeah, let's see if we can dig up something on it. Suddenly inside his brain. And it's in the news. Mutant computer virus infects human being. Virus infection causes heavy damages on human brain. You say tomorrow. Oh, I love that. Mutant virus spreads all over the world. First clinic for virus disinfection opens in Rome. Virtual surgeon required. Virtual surgery. Plague. Oh boy, so it's a first-person 3D view. Oh, it's in the maze of the mind. Uh-huh. A soft form production? Yeah, it's kind of reminding me of Sentient. That's not a good thing. Computer axial topography? Yeah, I hope so too, Nicole. I hope so too. They're conducting like virtual surgeries like on people's brains to rid them of these infections, I suppose. Let's see if we can skip ahead to see some more stuff. A mutant computer virus. Wait. Is there like a shooting component of this? Is this an FPS? I will say, like, the city background actually kind of looks pretty well done. But yeah, it looks like there's an FPS component. Interesting. Yeah, you gotta love the map. I'm actually impressed though with with these buildings. Yeah, for 96. And the game didn't strike me as like particularly high budget. We have to see who. Does anyone know who was the developer of this? Oh, Softform, I think it said. Yeah, let's see if we can skip ahead. See something else. Is that like a flower speaking? What's going on there on the right? Ideas net. No, you weren't, Cora. No, you weren't. Alright, so this looks like it might be like some sort of puzzle here, but unclear. Anyway. Interesting, to say the least. Thank you for the pick. Yep, it was cows. I just won the raffle and has picked Plague in the Maze of the Mind. So thank you, Cal. We will now head to today's Adventure Showdown tool to determine game number 159. Thank you, Shikai. Today's contestants first, representing the raffle queue with 18 guns from Obvious Mantis, it's Burn Cycle. Game number 2, representing the viewer queue from Random Git, who apparently is no longer on Twitch, or at least has maybe changed his username. With 13 guns making its showdown debut, it's Flight of the Amazon Queen. And finally, the veteran of the showdown from Ikaru80, 8 guns for the legacy game Last Half of Darkness. Buys are now unfrozen. Gunsmith back in town. Or no, sorry, shoot, not buys, sorry. And guns, where's guns? There it is. Gunsmith is back in town. 50 Cedrics apiece. Want to help the odds of any one of these 3 games. Yeah, well, good news here then for Ecor. Yeah, I don't think any of these 3 games are Sierra titles, so that's the good news there. No, after this, we'll probably move on to Second Gen Journey and go back to Miner 2049er. All right, we do have some buys here. From Cap, 3 guns for Amazon Queen. That gets it up to 16. And Bomb Burst, 1 for Last Half of Darkness. That goes up to 9. All right, last call for gun buys. Oh, you'd have to buy a gun there, Materia, not a slot. Yeah, Materia, and 1 for Burn Cycle. That gets that up to 19. All right, we'll call it there. The gunsmith has fled town. No longer buying guns. All right, so we have 9 guns for Last Half of Darkness, 19 for Burn Cycle, and 16 for Flight of the Amazon Queen.
And the winner, look at this, in its debut showdown, Flight of the Amazon Queen. It was gun number 11. Gun number 11 that did it. Flight of the Amazon Queen from Random Git. And its Daybound Trule. Shoots Dead Burn Cycle and Last Half of Darkness. Become game 159 on the DOS Adventure Quest. The deeper the jungle, the darker the danger, the bigger the mosquitoes. And the viewer queue does indeed chug along. The Flight of the Amazon Queen comes game 159. Wow, viewer queue, yeah, has won the last four showdowns, is that right? No, I guess 3. Yeah, 3. I am the Amazon Queen. So that means Kuala Lumpur, Journey to the Edge from Nico Jazz will become the next entrant into the showdown from Nico Jazz. Blue Force from Nax moves up to the top of the viewer queue. Now these poisonous koalas now die. All the games in the viewer queue move up a spot. Yeah, Amazon Queen is Fearing God, isn't that nice? So this will probably start, I guess, yeah, either tomorrow or Tuesday. One of the two. So let me get you guys the time guesses for that whole game. Oh shoot, I hope did I create this? I think I did. I think I created the sheet for this. Yeah, there it is, great. Yeah, love the Beast with him. Loved it. Not for everyone, of course. All right, so we'll be back in a little while with Second Gen Journey and Minor 2049er. Yeah, it's probably not going to be like 5 minutes. Probably going to be more like 30 or 45 minutes. Just want to get like a proper breakfast and stuff. But yeah, should be back in not too long.
for Miner 2049er. We'll continue that. The Atari 2600 version, which is what we're playing, seems considerably harder than other versions. Perhaps not intentional, but we'll get back to that. It should be save statable though, so we'll get through it. In the meantime, we're going to host up Revenge 2 and his Sega Master System challenge. He's currently on game 186, Battle Outrun. Yeah, let's give out a bonus Cedric here at the end of the stream.
And that'll do it for Reelect JFK. JFK was reelected. Spoiler alert. Thanks everybody, of course, as always, for watching. We got through another game. We're on to 159. Flight of the Amazon Queen will be the next one up, starting the next couple days. We'll be back in 30, 45 minutes or so with Miner 2049er on the second gen journey. Thanks as always, guys, for the support and for continuing to watch. And we'll see you a little bit later. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays. Cheers for now.